Closed circulatory system. You will recall that in closed circulatory system, the blood is confined in blood vessels and never comes into direct contact with the tissues. So the heart pumps blood into the blood vessels. Then through the blood vessels, the blood is conveyed to the tissues. Now, there are three types of blood vessels that are involved in the closed circulatory system. The first are the arteries. The arteries convey blood from the heart to the tissues. These arteries divide into smaller vessels called capillaries. Capillaries spread out in a network fashion within the tissues, and are the ones that bring the blood very close to the cells. It is in the capillaries where exchange of substances between the blood and the cells takes place, even though there is no direct contact. So materials must either diffuse across or filter across from the tissues into the blood, and also from the blood into the tissues. The capillaries then eventually reunite to form the third type of vessel known as veins. The veins then take blood back to the heart. Now, there are two types of closed circulatory systems. These are namely single circulation and double circulation. In single circulation, the blood passes through the heart once for every complete circulation. So if this is the heart, the blood is pumped out of the heart, goes through a full circulation in the body, and then back to the heart. That's one complete cycle. In this type of circulation, in the single circulation, the heart has two chambers. The atrium that receives the blood and the ventricle that pumps the blood out. So there is one atrium and one ventricle. So in the single circulation, the heart is two-chambered. This type of circulation is found in fish. So in the fish, the heart pumps the blood first to the gills, where oxygenation takes place. So the blue color here represents deoxygenated blood that is taken to the gills for oxygenation, and once they become oxygenated, they become red. So the red color here represents oxygenated blood. So this here blood has been oxygenated, and from the heart to the gills, the blood is said to be deoxygenated. So the blood then flows through the body tissues where oxygen is taken up, then the blood becomes deoxygenated, flows back to the heart where it is pumped out again. So in single circulation, the blood flows through the heart once, only once, during a complete circulation. Now, the main problem with this type of circulation is that pressure falls considerably as blood flows through the gills, such that by the time the blood gets to the body tissues, it is under very low pressure. So this tends to make the animals, that is the fish, to be less active, or such that they cannot maintain vigorous activity for a long period of time because of the fact that the blood flows through their body tissues at a relatively slow pace. So that means that the rate at which nutrients are brought to the tissues and waste products carried away is rather slow. So that really limits their activity. So in single circulation, remember, the heart is two-chambered and the blood flows through the heart once for every complete circulation. Now in other vertebrates, these are different types of circulation known as double circulation. In double circulation, the heart is four-chambered and the heart flows through the heart twice for every complete circulation. The heart is typically divided into two, the right side and the left side. The right side carries deoxygenated blood, while the left side carries oxygenated blood. So for every complete circuit, the blood will flow through the heart once. So there are two circulations. In the first circulation, known as pulmonary circulation, the blood is pumped from the heart to the lungs for oxygenation, and then it flows back to the heart. That is pulmonary circulation. In the second circulation, the blood is pumped out of the heart to the rest of the body, where it provides nutrients and oxygen, and then it flows back to the heart. This second circulation is known as systemic circulation. Now, the major advantage of double circulatory system is that oxygenated blood flowing through the body tissue is under high pressure, and this therefore means that there's more efficient supply of oxygen and nutrients, thus ensuring high respiratory rates. This makes the animals that have the double circulatory system to be very active, much more active compared to fish. Animals that have double circulatory system include birds and mammals. Some reptiles also do have a double circulatory system. Now, the other advantage is that the deoxygenated blood on the right side is separated from the oxygenated blood. So that means that there is full oxygenation of the blood. And this, as I mentioned earlier, it improves the efficiency of blood or oxygen supply to the tissues. And also, the fact that the blood is pumped twice means that the high pressure is maintained. Because in the first pumping, the blood flows through the pulmonary circulation, and then in the second pumping, the blood flows through the systemic circulation. So this maintains a relatively high pressure, which ensures fast rate of flow, and therefore a more efficient delivery of nutrients and removal of waste materials.